disease? Over-caution. Some people never will have much. They're too cautious. Now, you can also be too reckless, but you can also be too cautious. This is called the timid approach to life. And my caution was always the risk. Risk used to drive me right up the wall. I used to say, what if this happens? It's called the language of the poor. What if this happens? And on top of that, if this was to happen, look at the fix I'd be in. I better not try. I could always ace myself out. Then I'll tell you what changed my whole life when I finally discovered it's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Getting married is risky. Having children is risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. I'll tell you how risky life is. You're not going to get out alive. That's risky. The Englishman says, well, if that's the way it's going to work out, let's give it a go. Right, that's what it's for. Give it a go. Somebody says, yeah, but I'm looking for safety and security. Fine, then huddle in a corner. We'll cover you with a sheet, bring you 3 meals a day. And we'll protect you, feed you, look after you, care for you. We won't let anything happen to you, and you'll probably live to be 100. The guy said, well, yeah, I'd live to be 100. But what a way to live. Right. What a way to live, safe and secure. Don't ask for security. Ask for adventure. Better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in the corner. And see, it's not important how long you live. What's important is how you live. You know, I've been thinking about something lately, something that's been gnawing at me day and night, and I want to share it with you because I believe it's going to change your life. Are you ready? Here it is. You are going to win. That's right. You heard me correctly. You are going to win. Now, I know what you're thinking. Win what? You might ask. Well, let me tell you, you're going to win at life. You're going to win at your dreams. You're going to win at becoming the person you've always wanted to be. But here's the kicker. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. It's going to push you to your limits and beyond. But that's exactly why you're going to win. Because winners aren't born. They're made. They're forged in the fires of adversity, shaped by the hammer of persistence, and polished by the cloth of determination. You see, back in my day, we didn't have all these fancy gadgets and gizmos. We didn't have information at our fingertips or the ability to connect with anyone around the world in an instant. But you know what we did have? We had grit. We had determination. We had the burning desire to make something of ourselves. And let me tell you, that's all you need. That fire in your belly, that spark in your eye. That's your ticket to success. That's your passport to greatness. That's your key to unlock the doors of opportunity that are just waiting for you to open them. Now, I want you to imagine something for a moment. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Where are you? What are you doing? How do you feel? Are you living the life you've always dreamed of? Or are you still stuck in the same old rut, wondering where the time was? The choice, my friends, is yours. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have the ability to mold your future. You have the strength to overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. But it all starts with a decision. You see, winning isn't just about crossing the finish line first. It's not about having the most money or the biggest house or the fanciest car. No, winning is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about growing, learning, and evolving every single day. It's about looking in the mirror and being proud of the person staring back at you. But here's the thing, winning doesn't happen by accident. It's not something that falls into your lap while you're sitting on the couch watching life pass you by. Winning is a conscious choice. It's a deliberate action. It's a way of life. So how do you become a winner? How do you transform yourself from where you are now to where you want to be? Well, let me share with you a few principles that have guided me throughout my life. These are the cornerstones of success, the building blocks of achievement, the foundation upon which you can construct the life of your dreams. First and foremost, you've got to have a goal. You've got to know where you're going. Because if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, and let me tell you, that's no way to live. That's like getting in your car, starting the engine, and just driving aimlessly. You might end up somewhere interesting, but chances are you'll just waste a lot of time and gas. No, you need a clear, specific goal. Something that excites you, something that motivates you, something that gets you out of bed in the morning with a fire in your belly and a spring in your step, and it doesn't matter what that goal is. It could be starting your own business, writing a book, running a marathon, or simply being a better parent. What matters is that it's important to you. Once you have your goal, you need to write it down. There's something magical that happens when you put pen to paper. It's like you're making a contract with yourself, a promise to your future self, and trust me, you don't want to break that promise. But having a goal isn't enough. You need a plan. You need to break that big, audacious goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Because let me tell you, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And each step you take brings you closer to your destination. Now, here's where many people falter. They have a goal, they have a plan, but they don't take action. They're like a car with a full tank of gas, a map to their destination, but they never leave the driveway. Take action. Start today. Start now. Remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So what are you waiting for? Take that first step. Make that first move. Because I promise you, once you start moving, momentum will carry you forward. But here's the thing about action. It's not always going to be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when you'd rather stay in bed, pull the covers over your head, and hide from the world. And that's okay. We all have those days. The winners, they push through. They get up anyway. They take action anyway because they understand that success is not about feeling good all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. You see, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's what gets you out of bed at 5 a.m. to work on your business while everyone else is sleeping. It's what keeps you going to the gym when your body is screaming for rest. It's what makes you save money when everyone else is spending frivolously. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger your discipline muscle, the easier it becomes to do the things that others find difficult. That's how you separate yourself from the pack. That's how you become extraordinary in a world of ordinary. Now, let me tell you about another crucial element of winning, continuous learning. The day you stop learning is the day you start dying. And I'm not just talking about formal education here. I'm talking about a hunger for knowledge, a thirst for wisdom, an insatiable curiosity about the world around you. Attend seminars. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, more successful than you, more experienced than you. Because iron sharpens iron, and you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And here's a little secret. The more you learn, the more you earn. Not just in terms of money, but in terms of life experiences, in terms of personal growth, in terms of the value you can bring to others. Because at the end of the day, your value in the marketplace is directly proportional to your ability to solve problems. And the more you learn, the more problems you can solve. But learning isn't just about acquiring information. It's about applying that information. It's about turning knowledge into action. Because knowledge without action is like having a library card but never checking out a book. It's potential unrealized. So as you learn, ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life? How can I use this to get closer to my goals? How can this make me a better person? a better professional, a better human being. Now, let's talk about something that many people overlook on their journey to success. Failure. Yes, you heard me right. Failure. Because failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. It's a stepping stone to success. It's a necessary ingredient in the recipe of achievement. You see, every successful person you admire, every winner you look up to, they've all failed multiple times. In fact, they've probably failed more times than you can imagine. But here's what sets them apart. They didn't let failure stop them. They didn't let it define them. Instead, they let it refine them. They understood that failure is not falling down, but refusing to get up. They realized that every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. They saw failure not as a reason to quit, but as a reason to try harder, to dig deeper, to reach higher. So I want you to make friends with failure. Embrace it. Learn from it, because the more you fail, the closer you get to success. It's like mining for gold. You have to dig through a lot of dirt before you strike gold. Better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in the corner. And see, it's not important how long you live. What's important is how you live. Pessimism, the deadly disease of always looking on the bad side, the problem side, the difficult side, checking all the reasons why it can't be done. The poor pessimist leads an ugly life. He doesn't try to figure out what's right. He tries to figure out what's wrong. He doesn't look for virtue. He looks for faults. And when he finds them, he's delighted. How ugly. This is the poor guy who looks through the window, doesn't see the sunset. He sees the specks on the window. And this is the poor guy, right, who rushes up, takes such leave of his senses. This guy rushes up and he says, I've got 5 good reasons why it won't work. He's so dumb he doesn't know. All he needs 1. He's got 5. To the pessimist, the glass is always half empty. To the optimist, the glass is half full. Why would the same measure affect people 2 different ways? Answer, it all depends on how you look at it. Our lives are mostly affected by the way we think things are, not the way they are. The way we think they are affects us most. I hear a knock on my door one day, and I go to the door, and there's a little girl about this tall selling Girl Scout cookies. And she gave me the big pitch on Girl Scout cookies. Finest organization in the world. We've got these cookies, only $2. Support the Girl Scouts. No problem, I wanted to. And with a big smile, she politely asked me to buy. I did want to buy. Big problem. I didn't have $2 in my pocket. So I thought, I can't tell her that. So I thought, well, next best, I lied to her. And I said, look, I've already bought lots of Girl Scout cookies. I've still got plenty in the house that we haven't eaten yet. She said, well, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And she leaves. When she leaves, I say to myself, I don't want to live like this anymore. I mean, how low can you get lying to a Girl Scout? I mean, that's as low as it gets. So I promised myself that day it would never happen again. The first essence of life, and that is self-preservation, to produce enough to take care of yourself. The instructions given right to the couple that left the Garden of Eden. One was to multiply. It's a lonely place with only 2 people. But here were the next instructions, to be fruitful. How fruitful, how productive should one be? And here's number 1, to produce enough to survive. To produce enough to take care of yourself. And self-care is important. If you're flying on an airplane, the flight attendant says if for some reason we run out of oxygen, these oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling, and if you have children with you, quickly take care of them, then take care of yourself. No.
No. They say what? Put your mask on first. Put your mask on first. See to your survival first. Then you'll be more capable of taking care of the survival of your children. Isn't that interesting? My father had an interesting saying. He said, son, right after me, you come first.
You got to be careful. See, it doesn't matter who hands you the bad stuff. It doesn't matter where you get the bad stuff. It'll still do its damage on your bank account, wherever you get it. Mr. Schultz gave me one of the greatest phrases when I first met him when he said, Jim, every day stand guard at the door of your mind. How important. Stand guard at the door of your mind. And you decide what goes into your mental factory. Don't let anybody just dump anything they want to in your mental factory, because you've got to live with the results. The last disease, but this one is deadly. Engage in this one, indulge in it even slightly, and you might as well forget the future, because it's going to forget you. Complaining, crying, whining, griping, a Bible word called murmuring. See, that'll ace your future. Spend 5 minutes complaining, and you have wasted 5. And you may have begun what's known as economic cancer of the bone. Just be on the lookout of the things that can destroy all the good you start. The war is on. And this evening, tomorrow, mentally, personally, socially, economically, you got to make sure you're winning the war. And this is part of it.